Hey everyone, I'm Mine, and this is set number 71735, Tournament of Elements from LEGO Ninjago Legacy. This set contains 283 pieces, 7 minifigures, and retails for $29.99 in the US. This is part of the Ninjago Legacy Ninjago 10th anniversary line, and I was lucky enough to receive an early copy of this set thanks to the LEGO group. However, although this set was sent to me by LEGO themselves, all opinions expressed in this video are my own. But before I get started on this review, I'd just like to ask you guys to please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Over the next few days, I'm going to be reviewing all 5 of the new Ninjago Legacy 10th anniversary sets, so you guys will want to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's move on to the review. This set is a set I've been asking for a very long time. It's very reminiscent to a very similar set from 2015. That set was called the Dojo Showdown and involved Kai, it had 2 Elemental Masters and an Anakandrai Cultist, and it was just like a little dojo for you to display different fight scenes with the Elemental Masters and the Ninja. This is like that, but to a whole nother level. That set, while it was a fun playset, the design was just sort of an original design that was made for that set. This set, however, is based on the interior of Chen's temple as shown in Season 4 of Ninjago, and I think they pulled it off excellently. In addition to that, it has 3 brand new Elemental Masters, Gravis, Jacob, and Bolobo. We'll take a closer look at them later, but these are 3 figures I've been asking for years. They first appeared in Tournament of Elements in 2015, and since then we've never gotten these guys in physical form before. So now finally in this set, we not only get 1, but we get all 3 of these guys, meaning we're only missing 1 Elemental Master now, Camille. This set also comes with a 10th anniversary Golden Lloyd minifigure. These come in most of the 10th anniversary set, so we'll take a look at him later too. As well as just one of the new Legacy Anakandrai Cultists and Legacy 2 Kai and Jay. The value of this set's really incredible too. It's a little over 10 cents per part, which is normally just like average value. However, when you keep in mind that it's only $30, contains 7 minifigures, 4 of which are exclusive, right? Lloyd, Gravis, Jacob, and Bolobo all only come in this set. Like, that's a really good deal. 4 exclusive minifigures, 7 total, plus like a good part count, all for only $30. Like, that's amazing. But we'll take a look at the minifigures in a little bit. First, let's take a look at the build itself. So here's what this entire build as a whole looks like with all the figures removed. You can see there's a bunch of separate sections of it. You have 2 floors, a bottom floor and an upper floor. The upper floor has these railings. These are just Sensei Wu staffs, while these are a lightsaber blade with 2 dragon hilts on each side, which looks cool. They're using the standard weapons part pack in this bright green color. I'm not sure to describe this color. It's the color that it's not the standard LEGO green. It's used for a lot of foliage like this. It's also used for I think Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, his torso. It's just a slightly brighter green. It's used for all the entire weapon pack here. So you get daggers, you get katanas, you get these water blades, you get these horns, and these are meant to represent the Jade blades from Tournament of Elements. I'm a bit mixed on these, because while it is cool to get the weapons pack in a new color, they don't really represent the Jade Blades all that well. The Jade Blades had a really distinct shape to them, and there was a Jade Blade piece made in 2015. So it's weird that they didn't just use that piece, but honestly, I think this is a good compromise, and it is very cool to get this weapons part pack in this bright green color, and I'm not sure if we'll ever get it in this color again, so yeah, that's super cool to get. It's just not necessarily the most accurate. But that aside, the set is pretty accurate in almost every other way, which is definitely very cool. There's the set for the back, not the prettiest, but LEGO sets usually aren't the prettiest in the back, and this doesn't look bad by any means, and honestly, you're not really supposed to see this from the back ever, because this is meant to be the interior of a room, and from the front, it looks amazing. You've got this little stand to hold the Jade Blades, got this book over here, this crate over here, and then up here you just have room to pose figures, more room to hold the Jade Blades. You have 2 of these little vases, which are based on Skylar's fight with Jacob from the show, which is cool. Then you have this little spitting blade area over here. But I've been showing you all this stuff from fairly far away, so let me pick the camera up and move you in a little closer so you can see in greater detail each of these little subsections. So here's this little spitting blade right here. This uses some of the new Jade Blade pieces. These are the scythe tops that are used on plenty of weapons in previous sets. These work well here and they're quite cool, and I like how I don't know, it doesn't really feel like these specifically are supposed to be Jade Blades, but they're meant to maintain that green aesthetic that the other Jade Blades fulfill, and I think that creates a nice sense of cohesion in the set, and again, these are really cool to get in this color. Over here is a little stand that holds a book, and if you don't know what this book is, this is Klaus's Book of Spells from Season 4. His Book of Spells was a very important plot point of Season 4, and it came back in Season 6, but we never actually got it physically. So this is just such a fun, cool thing to get. Klaus himself doesn't come in the set, unfortunately, so you would have to have him from his initial run back in 2015, but hopefully we do get him at some point. But at least we got a spellbook here, which is very cool. You can see it's got a sticker of this Anakandrai eating its own tail on the front, and if you open it up, you have the page with a spell on it. You can see there's a giant snake head and then a bunch of little snakes right here. Super cool inclusion. These are both stickers, but that's fine. It works very well, and I'm very happy this is included. It's just a nice little touch, but it makes the set even better. Here's that middle section. I think this is supposed to represent when all the Elemental Masters collect the Jade Blades. This is where Chen collects them, because in episode 1 or 2 of Season 4, when Kai fought Karloff and Karloff was defeated, everyone was like gathered around a main center area when they got their Jade Blade. They put it in a stand like this. Obviously, this is a bit smaller than the one in the show because that one could contain, 16 different blades. This one only has 4, but it still looks really cool, and it definitely like reminds me of that in the show. And this is also removable if you like want more place to store figures. It's just on 2 studs. Well, there's 4 right here, so I believe that's supposed to be removed. And then with that removed, there's a lot more space to hold figures right there. That's the same with the stand for Klaus's book as well. You can just pick that up and that can be removed. So if you want like this just to be a more open area, or like if you get 2 of this set and you want to combine them, you can make this like a bigger, wider area just to hold figures. I think that's just like, it's appreciated that there's like different ways to play. And then finally on the first floor, there's this little crate, and if you pour the crate out, there is 2 silver roller skates on the inside. This is a reference to the episode with Camille and Lloyd where they fought each other, which is unfortunate because neither of them come in the set in their tournament forms. I mean, we get Golden Lloyd, but that doesn't really count. But yeah, it would have been really nice if Camille was included here because this shows that they're at least aware of that episode. But yeah, she's not included, but it's still cool to get roller skate pieces. Like, that's just a fun accessory that doesn't come in a ton of sets, so that's cool to get here and there in silver, which I don't think I've gotten them in before, so that's very cool. And yeah, obviously, as you saw, that can be removed as well. And then finally on this end, instead of that spinning blade, you just have a bit of foliage. I believe this is here because Bolobo comes in the set and he has the power to like grow plants. So you can imagine he's like growing this plant to attack, which I think is cool. Moving up, here's the top level. You can see the left and right sides are pretty much identical. They have these really cool sticker pieces of a little snake face with katanas behind it. Same sticker on both. It looks very good. I really like that. Then you have the 2 faces, which I'll take a closer look at in a second. And then finally in the center, we have like another like holder for the Jade Blades. This one has like a little knife right here, and then 2 of like the katana ones right there. And this can interestingly be removed as well. It's just sitting on 2 jumper plates, so you can remove that. And then on the back, you can see there's a little ball joint. I'm not exactly sure the point of the ball joint there. It might just be so that you could pull on it from the back to remove it. You don't have to topple it over. But that is just like, I don't know. I like when things like can be taken apart so that you can rearrange your set in different ways. And I like when LEGO incorporates ways to do that rather than you having to figure them out yourself. So that's really cool. And then finally, let's take a look at those vases. As I mentioned, there was an episode of the show where Skylar was fighting Jacob and they had to break open the vases, and one of the vases contained a Jade Blade. They actually emulate that here, even though it's only 2 vases. You can take these apart, right? You open that one up, there's nothing inside. But if you open this one up, there's actually a Jade Blade inside. And I think that's super, super fun, right? You can replay that idea of like 2 characters fighting over the Jade Blade and one of them being hidden in one of these. And if you get more of these sets, you can like have multiples of these vases, or you can just build them yourself and only put the Jade Blade in one. This set definitely feels like the designers watched the show and really base it off tournament elements, and that's awesome to me. Like that's what I really love about this set. So even just with the build, I think this set's very good, but that's far from like the only good thing in this set. So let's move on to, I guess, some of the other accessories included. So in addition to the build, this set also comes with a spinner. This is a gold and trans clear spinner. It's sort of similar to Sensei Wu's spinner from the first wave of Ninjago Legacy, but it's in the mold of the Forbidden Spinjitzu from Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu in 2019. We've never gotten into this color before, so this is super cool. You can use it for Wu, like as I said, this is his color scheme. But I think it's more meant to just be a general Spinjitzu that you could use for anybody, so it's got a fairly generic color scheme. Since the original spinners are like off shelves now and the Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu sets are in the process of being retired, this is a way that you could just still get like a general Spinjitzu tornado if you never got those sets, which I really, really appreciate here. If you've never seen how these work, you can put a figure inside like that and then you can spin it. If you're new to the channel, I do have to like reach around the camera to interact with the set, so that's why my spinning skills are not great, but trust me when I say like these things are amazing and they work fairly well. That's what I really like about them. Yeah, see, that one was a little bit better. And then in addition to that, it also comes with this little like handle thing. These came in some of the first wave of Legacy sets, and these are also meant to emulate Spinjitzu, right? You put a figure on top, and you can run this across the floor, and the figure will spin. And that way you can emulate them doing Spinjitzu, right? Because you could say have a bad guy out like that, you know, spin towards him and just like knock him over like that, right? And that's just like a really fun play feature, and I really like that. But because the set comes with a spinner as well, there's also something different you can do. If you don't want to spin the spinner by hand, you can actually remove this bottom piece right here, and then connect it to this. Then if you put the figure inside, you can use this to emulate Spinjitzu, right? And this works really well too. It's not as great for play as just like having the figure out with a weapon out, but this still like looks really good, and this is a way that you don't have to worry about the spinner flying all over the place. Like this way you can still have control over it, and I think that's awesome. Like this set was amazing even without this, but this is like really just the cherry on top. This set also contains a commemorative 10th anniversary Golden Lloyd minifigure. Most of the 10th anniversary sets come with some sort of like golden figure. This one comes with Lloyd, Kai, Jay, and Cole come in other sets, and then Nia and Zane are going to come in more sets down the line. So this is the set you get Lloyd in. He's, in my opinion, probably the weakest of the Golden Ninja just because we've gotten a Golden Lloyd before, but he is still quite cool. Something interesting is this little panel that they all come with, the 10 years of Ninjago panel. This looks super cool, but also, this is a printed piece. This isn't a sticker, which is just so nice to me. It just really feels like, I don't know, it feels like they really cared when making this, and I really do appreciate this. He also has an early look at his Season 14 hair, like, headband combo piece. That'll be the head hairband combo piece he'll have on his Season 14 suit, but you can get early access to it if you get this set, which is pretty cool. I do like that. I really think he could have used a half mask piece, whether it be in green or preferably gold, but it's not a huge deal and he still looks amazing without it. But yeah, I really like this display stand, and I'll do a full video showing all 4 of these when I've reviewed all the sets, but these look really great together, and yeah, I love this. So now we can move on to what's arguably the best part of this set, the minifigures. Here are the first 3. We have the 2 Ninja plus the 1 standard villain that comes in this set. We have Legacy 2 Kai, Legacy 2 J, and Eyezor. Legacy 2 Kai is exactly the same as the one that came in the Kai Fighter from last year, but it's still nice to get him in a more affordable set because that set was $40, I believe, and this one's only $30. I've expressed it before, but I love the Legacy 2 suits, and this is just an excellent minifigure. It takes elements of the tournament and rebooted suits, it just combines them and makes them so much better, and I really like this one here. Legacy 2J is technically new in this set. If you don't know, their torsos have like a little text on them, which in the Ninjago language says Master, but in the original run of these figures, because Legacy 2J came in a set in 2019, but in the original run, his torso said Manter, M-A-N-T-E-R, and they did fix it with this figure, now it says M-A-S-T-E-R, just like Kai's. He does come in one other set this wave, so he's not exclusive to this set, however, this is new for this wave, the correctly spelt Master J. Legacy 2J is genuinely like one of my favorite minifigures of all time, though. I just love how they did him. Like, the silver on top of the blue looks so good, and his new hair with the half mask and like with the sleeveless design, it's just like the perfect ninja suit in my eyes. This is one of my favorite minifigures of all time. This looks so good. Eyezor is interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. He comes in multiple sets, which I don't really like, because he only came in one set in the original wave. I would have preferred if they just did a standard Anaconda cultist rather than going with specifically Eyezor, because he doesn't really make sense to get multiple of. However, that aside, in terms of the minifigure itself, I think he is pretty good. I do like that face print. It is like full of like a lot of expression. I like the little snake tattoo and like the empty eye. The torso is very good, though. The yellow printing on the torso is a little too light, which is unfortunate. And then the legs are red this time around rather than purple. It's more similar to Chen's design than the Anaconda cultist design, which I don't know how I feel. It's like this is all right. It's not my favorite like Legacy remake of a character, but it's also not my least favorite. Like, this is a lot better than how they did like say Lashes. So yeah, I do like this guy. He's just not my favorite, and I think they would have been better off just doing a more generic Anaconda cultist so they could be army built. Oh, and as I'm taking these guys' accessories off, I do want to mention Kai's weapon. This is a subtle touch, but this weapon is the same exact weapon that came in the original Dojo Showdown set that I mentioned earlier, except the weapon in that set was gold, while this one is brown and like gunmetal gray and black. But it's the same exact weapon build. It's like a really unique build, so I think that's just a fun little reference. Like, obviously it's a little silly, but it does, I don't know, for someone who's been collecting Ninjago for so long, this is just a fun callback. But yeah, with hair and hoods and accessories removed, there's a better look at their face prints. Kai and Jay, same standard faces they've had since the movie, nothing special there. Eyezor, I didn't mention earlier, he has a little shark tooth like necklace on his torso, that's pretty fun. And then turning these guys around, you can see their back torso prints. Kai and Jay, nothing new, right? Those both came in sets in 2020, but the back torso prints are very nice on both of them. Eyezor, though, has a really cool and intricate back torso print with that like purple snake like screaming on the back. And then there's like a bunch of glyphs or something that's circling it, which looks really cool. I do really like that back torso design. No back face print for him, unfortunately, but that does make sense because he has a mohawk, so his face would be sticking out all the time. But now, let's move on to the main draw of this set, the 3 new Elemental Masters. We have Bolobo, Jacob, and Gravis. These guys are so cool. I cannot stress enough like how long I've been waiting to get these. Ever since Tournament of Elements aired in 2015, I wanted all the Elemental Masters, and now with these 3 being released, we are one away from having them all. But in terms of the figures themselves, how are they? Bolobo is odd. I'm honestly like very divided on this one. Obviously, I'm very happy to finally have a Bolobo figure, but this isn't really Bolobo. His torso and leg prints are new and exclusive, but they're not at all what his torso and legs were like in the show. The legs are somewhat similar, except he had shorts in the show, and he has like full pants here, but the torso, like, he's shirtless. He was not shirtless in the show. He's got the same hairpiece, but this hairpiece has existed before, and it's just like, I don't know, like that, the hairpiece alone does not make him Bolobo. And then the face print underneath, you'll see in a second, but it's really terrible and doesn't fit him at all. I do like the staff build here, though. It uses just the standard, like, tan piece. This is the Monkey Kid, like, lightsaber hilt in tan. And then he's got, like, a bit of a plant coming out. That is very reminiscent of a staff in the show, and I really like that. So even though I don't like how inaccurate he is, I still love that we have a Bolobo. And this guy will still fit right in my collection. I just wish he was a little bit more accurate. I do hope that at least he does appear in the show in this form at some point so that this figure feels a little more justified. Jacob here comes with this like cool new like white guitar piece. I'm actually not sure if that's new, but that's a piece I've never gotten before in that color, and that's super cool. It looks awesome and it fits him really well. He's got the big afro and he's got his little mustache and his star glasses and he's smiling. And then his torso is really intricate. It's not perfectly accurate to the show. Like, it is a little bit different than the torso in the show, but it's close enough where it doesn't bother me. Like, I look at this and I see Jacob. Like, Bolobo, like, if that hair wasn't there, I would not be able to tell that's Bolobo. But this is very clearly Jacob. Like, you remove any part of this guy, it's still very clearly Jacob. So that's what I like about him. That blue, while, it fits him perfectly, is also just, like, a really, really uncommon color, especially on minifigures, so that's super cool. And I like the little, like, pauldrons that he's wearing, too. He's just a very good figure. I don't love the expression on his face print. I wish it was a little more neutral because he was a very, like, calm and collected character when he was fighting in the show. He was a bit sillier outside of a fight, but yeah, when he was, like, fighting, he would be, like, very focused and calm. So, like, the wide smile doesn't exactly fit him, but that's not a huge deal. And then Gravis is absolutely perfect in terms of his, like, torso design. It's everything it should be. It might not be 100% accurate, but I can't even tell. Like, it looks so good. And then this piece is exactly the same too. That's perfect. And it comes like these little purple discs with sparkles in them to represent him using his gravity powers. And that was like totally unnecessary, but super appreciated. And they work really, really well for him. Here they are with accessories removed. Well, except for Bolobo. You guys ready for this? You're not going to like this. Ready? Watch. Peeled Bolobo. Is that what you guys thought Bolobo would look like under the beard? That face just doesn't fit him at all. That's just so bad. It's the hidden side kid. And Bolobo, like, I don't know. I never imagined him to look like that. And going back in the show, like, he had big, bushy brown eyebrows, which hidden side kid just doesn't have. So, not sure why that was the face of all the faces they chose for him, but yeah, that's why I feel like Bolobo is the weakest one. However, I'm still very happy to have him. And luckily, the upcoming Series 21 collectible minifigure series has a minifigure that uses this hairpiece that does actually have brown bushy eyebrows. So when I get that, I probably will just swap this head out for that one. There's a better look at Jacob's face with the afro removed. You can see his, like, big eyebrows right there. And then Gravis, there's a better look at his face print. I don't love this face print for Gravis. Once again, just like Jacob, I wish he was, like, a more neutral expression, because I don't remember Gravis having, like, this, like, raised eyebrow and smile in the show. However, I can forgive that on Gravis because his alternate face, where he's closing his eyes and using his powers, that is so good. That is one of the best face prints of all time, like, for a Ninjago figure. Like, that's absolutely perfect, and I love that face print. So just because of that, I would say Gravis is a perfect figure. There's nothing I would change about him. That happy face could be better, but this face is so good that it doesn't even bother me. There's the other two from the back as well. You could see Bolobo has just angry hidden side kid face, which with the beard on does look a little bit better, but even still, like, I don't know, it doesn't really look like Bolobo to me. It just looks like a kid with a beard and, like, long hair. Like, I don't know why they chose that face. That one's not great. Back torso print's really cool, though. I like how he has, like, little plants coming out with him so that he can, like, grow them, like, on the fly whenever he wants to. That's really fun. Jacob has a great back torso print, and that alternate face is so, like, full of expression. I do really like that one because he would get angry like that in the show. So that one fits well. I just wish the other side was neutral rather than, like, way too happy. And then Gravis's back torso print, very simple, but very well done. Like, no complaints there. And then finally, here is a closer look at that 10th anniversary Golden Lloyd minifigure. As I said, he's probably the least exciting of the four, but that doesn't make him bad by any means. He has the ZX armor, which we haven't seen in a few years. That's cool to get that again. And as I said, it's cool to get an early look at this new, like, head-hairband combo piece. And that is a really, really good piece. It fits in, like, really well. Like, it doesn't feel too awkward. I was worried the headbands would be a little too bulky, but it does look very good on the figure. As I said, I wish he had a half mask, whether it being gold or in green, because his entire face being out when none of the other ninja have it out is a little bit odd, but it's not a huge deal, and it's very easy to just put a green half mask on him, which I'm probably gonna do. Torso is good. I like the plating underneath the robes and the little, like, golden dragons on top of it, which are in a different color gold than the piece itself, so they really stand out. Same over here. There's even, like, a very subtle gold right there that has some, like, text written there, which is quite cool. And then you have, like, Lloyd's symbol, and then you just have a little touch of green. It's very, very good looking. And then he has, like, this bronze belt and, like, little knee pads that all of the Golden Ninja have, which it's unfortunate they all share the same leg print, but it does look good, so it doesn't bother me too much. There he is with his armor and hair removed. And there's looked at his back torso print. Excellent back torso print. He's just got a symbol printed on top of it real big and green. That looks excellent. I really love that. So overall, would I recommend this set? If it wasn't clear so far, yes. Definitely yes. This set is amazing. The only thing that would make it better is if it came with Camille, because unfortunately she's still left out, but I'm not complaining about 4 exclusive figures in a $30 set. The Gamer's Market was one of my favorite sets of 2020, and this is almost exactly like it, but so much better. The Gamer's Market was a great figure pack with some good builds, but like, price per part wise, obviously it was a little weak, but I was like, oh, that's okay because it comes with so many figures. But this set is a great price per part, it comes with so many figures, it comes with 4 exclusive figures, some fun accessories like the Spinjitzu cone and like the little like handle to do the Spinjitzu. The build looks excellent, is very based off the show, and 3 of those exclusive figures are characters that I've been wanting from Ninjago for like ages. All 3 of them do have like little things that could be improved, especially Bolobo. I really don't like that face print for him, but honestly I'm just happy to have them, and the 2 that aren't Bolobo, like it's very easy to overlook their flaws, and Bolobo himself, like while he is flawed, you can definitely make some modifications to him to make him more show accurate, and again, I'm just happy to have an official Bolobo minifigure. The set isn't the best in terms of displaying figures. It can't hold all too many if you have it like complete, but as I said, you can remove like individual sections of it so you have more room to hold figures, and I think that's wonderful. So yeah, I highly recommend you pick this set up, especially like if it goes on sale in a couple of months. Like, this is an excellent set. 7 figures. Like, I know I'm just repeating myself, but it's just really good, and it just makes me very happy. I'm probably going to get a second of this set at some point just because it's so good, and I want seconds of all the Elemental Masters. But even the figures that aren't exclusive, like you get the brand new Anachondri Cultist, which doesn't come in like many sets, and then you get Legacy 2 Jay and Kai, which this is the cheapest way to get each of them. Like, everything about this set is so well done, and I absolutely adore it. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and subscribe if you're new. I do LEGO and Ninjago videos like this every single day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. And let me know which 2021 Ninjago set you want to see me review next. But yeah, I think that's about going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.